Hi guys, hope everyone's doing well. I am trying out a new recording software, so hopefully this works out for everyone. So in 10.1, what we're doing is we are starting a new subsidiary ledger. So that's going to be the accounts receivable ledger. And that's going to have a page for each one of our customers that we do business with. And then we're learning about a new journal, which is the sales journal. And that's going to be for all sales on account transactions. So the first part of the work together, we're setting up a customer page in the accounts receivable ledger. So we're just plugging in the information that's going to go in each spot. So for account A, that's going to be the name of our customer, and it says here in the working papers that it's Venice Cafe, and the account number is 120, so that would go where B is up here. Next, for the date, that's going to be C in September 1st. So we're going to find C here. And then D is going to be balance, the word balance. So we're just going to click balance here. So that's going to be D. Next, in the post reference column, E, we're just going to put a check mark. So check mark number 5 is going to be E. If I can scroll down here. Next, sorry, still getting used to this software. Next, in the debit and credit column, it's just going to be 0 and blank. So F and G. So here, 2 is going to be F, and this one here is going to be G. And then lastly, we have our debit balance H, and it told us that the current year is $390.34. So here we are going to put H. So 1 through 8 are listed here if you did that correctly. Our next step is to journalize transactions in the sales journal. And the sales journal is not too difficult. It's going to be for all sales on account transactions or sale of merchandise on account transactions. So you'll notice here the transactions all start with the phrase sold merchandise on account. So what we're going to do is we're just going to plug in the date. So the first one here is September 2nd, and we're going to put our customer. So this is going to be Lenny Stanford. And then the sales invoice number. So because these are all sales invoices, we only have to put the number, so it's 221. In accounts receivable, it's going to be the full amount, so $1,600, but then it also says sales tax. So what we need to do is, sales credit is $1,600, and then what we need to do is figure out what the sales tax is. So I'm going to find my calculator. Here it is. So here's my calculator app. And it's going to tell us in the problem what our percentage of sales tax is going to be, because it does change from state to state. So in New Jersey, we have 7% sales tax, but up here in the working papers, it tells us that it's 6% sales tax. So we're going to take this $1,600, we're going to multiply that by 0.06 to get the amount of sales tax, so $96. So the sales credit is going to be the full amount of the merchandise. The sales tax payable credit is going to be the amount of tax, and then we're just going to add these two together so our debits equal our credits. So it's $1,696. And if you did this correctly, the bigger number is going to be an accounts receivable debit. The middle number, sales credit, and sales tax payable. Sales tax is always going to be smallest. Now that's going to be a little bit different for our next transaction, so that's on the 6th, and our customer is Washington City Schools. So Washington City Schools. And we're going to put our sales invoice number, so that's 222. Next here, it says that they're exempt from sales tax, and most public institutions are going to be exempt from sales tax. So all we're going to do is plug in the 680 and 680 because there's no sales tax. So we can leave sales tax payable blank. Accounts receivable is 680. Sales credit is 680. Our next transaction on the 7th sold merchandise on account to Venice Cafe. So Venice Cafe is our customer. Sales invoice number is 223. And then we are going to, in sales credit, put in the amount that's given to us, $2,560. And then we have to figure out what our sales tax is going to be. So 2,560, we're going to multiply that by 0.06. It's going to give us $153.60. So we're going to plug that in here, 153.60, and then we're going to add these two together. So we have 153.60 plus 2,560 gives us $2,713. $2,713.60. And then lastly, we have on the 15th another transaction with Washington City Schools. So Washington City Schools, the amount is 224. Accounts receivable debit and sales credit are going to be the same again because no tax. So $1,849 and $1,849. All right, so that is it. And if you have any questions beyond that, please let me know. All right, guys, have a good one. Now I just have to figure out how to stop my recording. Might take me a second. Sorry.